Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to the battlefield. Today we have an NTW3 replay, which I have not screened. I know. I'm sorry. Oh, we have some dragoons actually clashing here. And what I was trying to say, though, before this cap charge rudely interrupted me, and I'm just kidding. It looks like Russia's actually getting into it with these French. But I have been screening so many replays, I was actually getting kind of sick of watching replays. Now, I'm gonna lie. So I just picked one. And we'll see if I can make it through. This may be a good one, you never know. I'm going to try to be as polite as I can to newer players, different play styles, because that is a huge possibility that some people are not in a skill level with other people. That's totally acceptable. Everybody has their own skills, including me. And you know that I do not have the greatest skill sometimes. And I'm going to try to be polite. I'm going to try to be just nice and maybe point out what people could do better. Hopefully they learn from it, because, it's one thing to just yell at people if they do make bad mistakes. Another thing to just try to teach so they don't make those mistakes again in a polite manner, which is what I'm going to endeavor to do today. Now, we are on the field of Gina. Also, on a side note, I'm not a professional NTW3 player. I just play the game, so I kind of have a gist of what you should and shouldn't do in the field. So I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, I'm this high and mighty amazing player and you need to listen to me and please my NTW3 watching. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want that to come across that way. Not trying to be arrogant. I'm not. Like I said, if you watch my streams, I've definitely made some pretty stupid mistakes. But that aside, let's check out this battle. So we have a 10-point Russia, we have a 9-point UK Portugal, a 10-point Prussia, and a 7-point Prussia. Now the Prussians are advancing here on the side along with the Russian cavalry. The UK did start way up here and they did retreat all the way across this river, and they're setting a defensive line. What I would say about this is always think about, where the enemy's going to attack. Don't just string yourself up in one long line and expect the enemy just to throw themselves upon your whole line. If I was France and I scouted this out, which they should scout it out, I would then go for the flank. Go where they're not. So never spread yourself along the whole side, and there's no reserve lines here. Now, I've heard some people say, who needs reserves? I can explain, and I maybe could even make a video about why you need reserves. Say someone smacks into your line somewhere, you don't have anything to throw into that side. Imagine trying to pull this guy out and put him right here. Well, then you have a gap in that part of your line. It's just, if they try flanking you, you have reserves to react to it. There's a reason that the actual Napoleonic Wars had reserves in their line. It's not just it looks cool kind of thing. You actually need them. Like France, they have reserves. If there was a line fight happening here, matching these guys, and then the enemy cav went in, these units can react to that flank. Say there's Polish hiding here and some right here, and this line goes in, and it's just one strong out line. Well, you're going to have to peel some of that away to face this versus having these guys to march immediately up, even counterflank the enemy. Like, there's a whole reason why, and maybe I should make a video on it. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, this sounds like a good idea. But, no, so we have all the Prussians pushing here on the right flank here. 7-point Prussia pushing way around here, so that actually might be a very nice flank they have going up here. 10-point Prussia did bring a lot of musketeers. I'm actually kind of happy to see that. Everybody always brings, like, this Landwehr spam. It looks ugly. I don't like it. It's just, it's not that hard to play. But if the French know how to play against it, then it's over. Now, oh my goodness, what is Russia doing? Russia, run away! Ooh, they fell into a trap. France totally ambushed them. And you have cuirassiers, or dragoons, just in crosshairs, getting ambushed by the French. So a nicely executed France just pushing up. Prussia's going to have to make a stand somewhere. Obviously, this right flank being held. We don't know where the French are. We do have Naples. Not Naples. The Neapolitan army, I believe that's actually Naples, is over here with 2 others. So there's 1 French army here on the left flank and 3 in the center. We will see where the French actually end up going. This actually could work out well for the Prussians, having such a huge flank pushing up here with their cavalry. They could encircle this French army and France wouldn't know a thing about it. Obviously, with the Russian cavalry helping defend this Prussian army, these musketeers are going to fight beautifully. This forced fight is definitely going to be a rough one. Alright, hold on. I actually have a... my wife's gone, so I got the kids, so 1 second. Alright, crisis averted. Alright, so where were we? Yeah, so Prussia is pushing forward here. All these musketeers probably have some good stats when it comes to shooting. Now, keep in mind, they probably don't have the greatest melee. But who needs melee if you can shoot them in the face before they get to you? They have skirmishers as well. I mean, all the Prussians are converging on the woods. I'm curious what the 7-pointer has. Oh, they have the Landwehr. They have all the Landwehr. Hopefully they have cavalry to defend it. They're definitely going to need it. Now, we do have some cavalry way here on the flank. Oh, my goodness. Oh, so many dragoons. Oh, the UK need to watch out. They're going to get flanked here. They're going to charge in against this line. Ooh, that Portuguese cavalry not going to do too well here in this fight. However, with French routing, they may actually break them. Artillery is in danger, though. However, France kind of committed a lot of cavalry pretty early on, and I would not ever advise having just cav go in without some infantry support. So hovering on the flank would have been a better choice for France, maybe, than actually committing. And that's the thing with cav, guys, and I'm not saying I'm very good with cav. I'm still learning how to use them. But one thing that many experienced players have told me is don't just go for a cav v cav fight unless you truly have an advantage in especially breaking off like light cav that's scouting your position. But when it comes to big cav fights, you want to use your cav and the enemy infantry, and you want to kill their cav with your enemy infantry, and you want to kill the infantry with your cav. So infantry is the focus of cav, unless of course it's like especially with heavies, you want heavies for infantry. Dragoons, they're pretty good against other cav. You obviously want, I'd say dragoons are a very excellent cav to defend your lines from other heavy cav. Obviously in coordination, I think with a lancer is like the most beautiful way to do that. Now we do have an artillery duel with UK kind of standing here taking some shots. I would actually pull this line off and hide it behind buildings. I mean, you're going to see the French coming, but France is going to push up. I'm hoping the French take advantage of the fact that the UK are standing in this defensive formation and not doing anything. And this is just inviting the French to go for a flank, take this town, get across the river, and then hit their flank at the same time coordinating attack across. Which is why being defensive and basically kind of hill camping is never really pays off. Because the enemy just march around you. Being super defensive and not doing well. And of course we have a perfect example of not being super defensive. You have the Prussians here who are advancing. They're going aggressive. They're going for an attack. And the French actually are reorganizing for defense. So they're actually going to let the Prussians set the stage for this battle. Now, what will be even more beautiful is once the Prussians engage, if they sent the Russians, at least part of this Russian army, keep the rest in reserve for the UK because they're going to have to defend themselves, but push up this Russian front and hit them from two sides, plus the 7-pointer hitting from here, they could demolish this flank and pull basically a reverse Uno, because usually Napoleon would be the one who, the French are acting in some ways just like the coalition did in real life. And what that means, the coalition would string himself along a huge line, and Napoleon's tactics were actually he would group up his line in one spot and just slam into the enemy. Now maybe that's what actually France is going to do here. You can see they're actually rolling down this road, doing exactly what I would do if I saw a line of defense here. And guess what? Even if the UK can move troops here, it's not going to be probably enough to defend this whole side, and they're sticking to their position a little too much. They're doing what the Union during the Union Confederate, the American Civil War would do, which is, oh, we're just going to sit here and, you know, actually, well, I take that back. Usually the Confederates would have a nice position, the Union would just smack into them. Now, I'm seeing the French maybe deviating from that. Oh man, don't deviate, keep going, get a foothold here, and then push across here. The artillery's gonna have a difficult time turning and firing at you. You're gonna open your, I mean, this town still is making it very difficult probably to fire, these guns to actually fire against the French. The artillery in the center is just gonna keep them occupied. 1 or 2 units here will make the coalition maybe stand their ground. However, I do see Russia pushing up. That is a good sign. The UK may have to reform their flank as well as their center if they want to actually make a stand and not get totally outflanked here. But here we go. We got the first of the Prussians pushing over here. Look at all these Prussians they are setting up. I am liking how the Prussians are playing this. thus far. I mean, they are doing an excellent job of just setting up their attacking lines. Doing an excellent job of it, I think. Forcing the French to fall back even more. This French force, they have the line setting up. They even have a flank pushing up here. We got some guard units. It looks like yeah, we got the guard pushing up on the flank here. I would even send a couple more of these troops across and get some, what is it called? Enfilade fire, flanky fire, whatever. But yeah, we have a lot of skirmishers firing here. France, they're going to have to, maybe they'll consolidate their heavy cav. If they have any heavy cav or anything, they'll consolidate. Right now, they're taking skirmish fire, and that's not something they probably want to be doing. I mean, they're getting no kills, basically. But here comes Russia. This is perfect. This is perfect. They're going to push the flank. They're going to put a lot of pressure. They're going to force France to maybe fall back on this side, maybe cause this side to pause. Now we do have the UK reforming their lines, and they're advancing across. This, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is a wise decision. I think the UK should be defensive because there's obviously a French force in Naples. Alright, we're back. It crashed. You know, I can't win today, I swear. We're back with the UK advancing. What I was saying is, you know, trying to hold this left flank while advancing. It can work in their favor, especially if they are all going to go straight up this hill and try smacking into the three armies that are kind of consolidated in this area. However, it does look like France is actually going on the offensive, potentially. Maybe they're going to reply to the Prussians. However, I feel that France did a big disservice. They went out. I mean, I guess they had to because 7-pointer was in advance on the rear, but they gave up the forest without a fight. Now, Russia is going to probably do quite well here. And look at this nice flank coming up. Oh, they're still hidden too. Oh, they're still hidden. Can you imagine the fright that France is going to get? And they don't have any squares. That's actually concerning. They have squares to the back line, but they're going to advance in synchrony with Russia. This French army is probably going to get totally overwhelmed. This is going to be beautiful if they can pull this off. However, we do see a lot of cavalry getting dropped as they're charging in. That was a disastrous cav charge. Half of their numbers broken, and they didn't even... Oh my gosh. Oh, what? Oh, an stray artillery shell kills the general. Wow. Just like that, a French general. That's what I love about NW3, guys. The general can die just like that. He doesn't have a bunch of hit boxes. He doesn't have a bunch of health. It's realistic. And we have full attack, full movement. Russia going in. France, I feel like, is scrambling to set up their defensive lines. I don't think they were expecting this. And the UK have even advanced across. Just, they need to push up their line here. They need to send some cavalry against this artillery before it just starts wreaking havoc on them. Also on the flank here, they do have a line setting up. France, though, going to go for the flank. Maybe go for Beresford himself. But, oh yeah. We have a nice flanking push. Now, as long as Prussia pushes up, there is a weak point if you're looking in the line. Right here is the weak point. This is where consolidation of the coalition needs to hit. Right here with some cavalry support and infantry pushing up with them. Russia is getting up here with their lines. Pushing on the French. Definitely, I think France was caught out. Naples is not even showing their face yet. The UK will probably win this fight if they play... Uh-oh. Oh, how did the UK let this happen? Oh, man, they need to pull back on... Oh, my goodness, no. They need to pull back this line. France needs to advance immediately. If France could catch out the UK, this would be beautiful. If they push up now that they're engaged in melee, they could capitalize on the fact the UK can't turn and face them. Artillery just blasting away at those UK lines. We have Naples now making a display here on this far left flank with artillery. Kind of seems they're in the wrong spot, in my opinion, though. They should be a little bit more over here. Now, a little bit could be defending the side, but they need reinforcements here. We do see a French reserve line. Oh, and cav going for the artillery piece. Catching out the Russian artillery. This is why you put artillery back. I would have put it right here, quite honestly, to shoot in here, away from the lines. But we may have a French charge here. No squares to be formed. Nowhere to be seen. And Russia is going to get shocked. Beautifully done. This is why you need the cavalry to support your line. As that is going to go terribly here. We do have the French attacking the UK. They're sitting right in front of these guns. They needed to defeat them. I would say they shouldn't have pushed out here. Maybe pushed half the line and kept half in reserve. It does look like Russia somehow, probably because the general was up, Kutukov, was able to keep his men in the fight. However, they took some heavy losses there. And they are not going for this edge here. They are not going for it. Prussia has so many troops in reserve. I would push up and smack this line up. Just obliterate them. I think Prussia can win this fight. They just gotta be careful because Naples is pushing on their flank. Artillery is gonna get caught out. And this is probably the entirety of the Naples line pushing here. Oh, don't send the reserve. I guess you should. However, they could fight a retreating battle, send half of the troops here to hold this river, because the enemy are not going to push it very easily, and send more over here to help out on this line. Now, the nice thing is artillery is now going to be able to target the French, who are now pushing up along this ridge line. So artillery should be able to get some kills. Something else I will say in advice, aim your troops, like literally don't click on the unit, click right behind them. Right click right behind, right click right behind, and it will do way more damage because AI target the edge of the lines. It doesn't do as effective fire as you probably want. Now I see a lot of troops here in this bulge. Russia could send in some cavalry maybe in a little bit, but there is cavalry on the enemy side too. Oh my gosh. Oh no, the cuirassiers are just mauling the Prussian line, who did not have any squares. Well, they did, but it looks like it didn't matter. However, they did break that cav. It looks like there's yet another cavalry still in the fight. Ah, disaster strikes Prussia. We do have a cavalry charge going against a square. These brave guard with the cavalry, I mean, this brave guard cannot stand up against this entire line. Oh man, Prussia's gonna need to throw up that reserve because here comes France. And you know what would have helped Prussia a little bit? Having a reserve line. That's probably what would have helped them a little bit. Having units up here, because if those units break, you still have more. Now I do see that Prussia is dealing with Naples. Oh, the totem Kampfs. This is a very good Hussar unit, but it looks like they may have met their match finally after fighting for so long. Maybe not though. More and more Naples infantry pushing forward here. The guns trying to stop it. Cavalry went for another Neapolitan square and broke. This guard can't stand. This guard, there's no way this guard's able to hold. Infantry charging the artillery. Yeah, nope, they're gonna get there. I do see Russia not really engaging in a melee fight, but they could push up their cavalry and probably try going here. I still think this is the perfect spot for Russia to exert pressure on. Maybe not anymore, but we do have, oh, we have some French infantry maybe trying to go for the artillery piece. They did form a square. Artillery, though, definitely going to aim directly at this square. Oh, don't bayonet charge them. Shoot them. Oh, another cav charge going in. They can form square, though. It's not a total bust. However, probably part of Russia's line is going to break. Oh, my goodness. Hey, at least they got some shots off. See, these cuirassiers, they're being defensive for the line. They should... Ooh, what is going on here? Some dragoons charging against the French as well, but with no infantry to back up this cav charge, it's cav going in without infantry support. We have this Prussian guard still trying to hold off. They're retreating, but here comes Naples. However, Naples is breaking... I mean, they're losing a lot of men, but they probably will break this Prussian guard.
Our men are running, sir.
Still, things not looking too good. I mean, in a long line fight, who knows who's going to win this at this point. Both sides are shooting quite well. It's just cav charging. Now, the cav charges in and of themselves are actually not bad. They are doing some good, but keep in mind, you can't send cav by himself and expect them to break entire armies, unless it's heavy cav. But even heavy cav can only do so much before they will break. You need to have infantry follow up that heavy cavalry, get in a melee with the line infantry. Both sides could definitely be doing a good job of that. I'm still also seeing massive strung out lines. Remember to push your troops in 3s and 4s. It's a little easier to adjust the line. You don't need to restring your whole line because then troops that could be firing are being moved. It's decreasing your firing capability. Like right here, this whole line, I would drag maybe these 2 troops and angle them. Because I guarantee you, if they were to adjust, you know, people will grab the whole line and readjust them. And these guys are firing just fine, but you'll make them fire again. Just adjust part of the line that's not firing. Make them push up and fire. You don't need to do these huge, long lines. Even France, I mean, both sides are doing it. And it's a natural thing to do. I did it for months before someone told me, hey, break them up into detachments. Break them up into pairs, into 2s, 3s, 4s. Because see, yep, they're readjusting the line to get these guys to fire, but they're adjusting the entire line. These guys were firing just fine, but now they are actually getting hit pretty hard by the French. Now they are firing again, but still, that was free kills on Russia. And you don't need that. Don't need to do it. Even this French line, I would break these guys up, have these 3 push forward, have these 2 then push forward in the line, and actually I'd focus this side. This side isn't even engaging. I would push up and try to engage. Actually, I wouldn't even engage Prussia right here. They're sitting back in the forest. They're letting their allies kind of fight it out. France, I'd peel off some of these troops, maybe help out on this side. UK is actually still the biggest threat to the French when it comes to shooting, but man, France isn't even pushing. France could definitely push. They can afford to push. Look how many troops are just standing here. And I mean, that's just getting better at the game, being able to multitask a little better, and just learning to just be a little more aggressive. Because there's usually a more newer players are going to sit a lot more and not actually engage and attack, unless your strategy is to waste enemies' time. Like this French army, actually, this is probably okay to sit here and just waste 2 Prussian armies' time. It's perfect. Just waste their time, let your allies attack, but this French army is just sitting here. I would actually just go straight into this line, ignore this side. They're just kind of sitting here. I would break these guys up and go into a column and maybe even melee the UK. They're going to shoot you, and you got to have some reserves because they're probably going to break the first line, but you probably go to melee and break some of this line. Even if you went right at this angle, this UK line isn't even... Like, push a couple units up to sacrifice them, keep this line engaged, firing, and then march right here. Only 3 or 2 of the units actually will shoot, and then you can go to melee, right through the center, and then you can mass route either way, and then while these guys are paying attention to that, you keep going the other way. Alright, we're going to have a charge going for the artillery piece. Very not wise, because these guys have not fired, and they're just going to shoot these guys into oblivion and they're break. The only time it's wise to go in and take out artillery is if these guys have been shooting and are constantly shooting with your lines. So in order to go for artillery, make sure your lines are actually exchanging volleys, because these guys all are reloaded, ready to empty their muskets into a poor Kazaki unit. Nothing's happening now, though, so I may actually skip ahead to the next action. We do have Naples going way around the flank, and both sides just kind of want to sit here. This is what I'm saying, guys. So much stagnant. It's not a fun battle to watch as much. Oh, we do have France actually engaging here. Oh, actually, they're going to fall back. They probably didn't know the Prussians are actually here. But both sides are just camping. It's kind of frustrating. This is kind of what happens with most replays that get sent, but it's to a worse degree. Like, there's been some fighting at least, but usually it's just them sitting and staring, firing artillery back and forth, and then all of a sudden you have these suicidal, one side of just like a cav goes and attacks the line like we've seen, and then runs away because they break. And that's it. That's literally the entire battle until someone finally gives way, and then like all of a sudden out of nowhere, you know, it's a big old fight. But it's near the end and nothing happens. So I'm trying not to complain too much, because like, play the game how you enjoy it. You know, don't let me make you change how you play the game. If you have fun, I hope the people that play this match had a lot of fun, because that's what ultimately it's about. Maybe makes my job a little harder, but you know, that shouldn't change how you play. Play the game how you want to. I'm just gonna complain a little bit, don't mind me. It's just selfish reasons, I guess. But we do have a Prussia maybe advancing here, and I mean, it's a 2v1, you know? Make the French squirm a little bit. They're obviously taking a very long time to push across on the flank. Make them squirm, make them have to fight. Yeah, look at this, they're falling back immediately. Maybe they're going to draw them into a trap. If France has any cavalry, Naples should have left some infantry here just to protect this flank. Artillery even, just to fire. And maybe some cav to charge the flank. They could easily charge in some heavy cav, break part of this line, especially the musketeers. They are very rare to form squares. Now we do have the battle being re-engaged. The one concern I have is that Russia is still trying to outshoot the French. They are not for... what? Great. Alright, well, we have a UK drop. I can't win today, guys. I can't win. Of course, the UK dropped. Well, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm just going to keep recording. I've gone through like 10 replays today, guys. I refuse to record another replay. I'm struggling today. Oh, man. So we have an AI now controlling this army, which is going to break it. So France is just going to volley the UK into oblivion, and they're going to win on this flank. Maybe it will actually force the Russians to do something here. Maybe Prussia will now do something as well. How did I even get this replay? Ooh, we have France getting into melee with the UK. Should be okay, though. Now, maybe Russia can capitalize. I kind of doubt it. They've kind of been massacred. But Prussia maybe will make them get going.
Our men are running, sir.
It's very discouraging, though, guys. I'm sorry. It's very discouraging. Sometimes I'll have like a bout of just really good replays, you know? Like the last couple weeks I've had really good replays. I guess it's about time that I hit a rut, you know, not finding anything good. Oh, these cuirassiers? Holy cow, what are these guys doing over here? Oh man, this cuirassier, even this one, is this cuirassiers too? Man, they could have easily, I'd still shipped them over to Prussia. Oh, we do have a bayonet charge. Prussia in melee. Ooh, a cap charge as well. With the cuirassiers, look at how well they're battering up the musketeers. Ooh, France is not doing too well, though. They're getting outshot here. They need to close in that melee. They need to close in here. 36 minutes remaining here. Russia actually going in on melee with the French. France needs to react to this, pull back their lines. They're getting bayonet charged. They do have some grenadiers on the flank. We even have, oh, cuirassiers going in on the flank against more cuirassiers of France. The UK mass routing, though, so it's still not looking very good for this coalition army. We have some Swiss now pushing forward. So Russia's trying to make a win here real fast, but things are not looking too hot. Over here, it's just turned into, oh my gosh. what reserves are for, though. Some massive... I'm just going to go for some cinematic shots now, guys, because this battle's over.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Look at this, though. Kind of pretty. The thing is, I don't even have the results for this one, you know? I didn't have the results. Now, maybe Prussia will make a win here. Now, they can win this. They actually are winning that melee. What? We have a blob? What happened here? Like, how did Prussia win that? Because actually, the coalition is making a slight bit of a comeback here. I'm kind of surprised. They did go for a melee, but I didn't think it looked like a blob. It looked like 1v1 units. But France just looked like they just lost big, and the mass rout just got triggered. And the next thing you know, I mean, Naples is way over here. Oh, Naples, you did a disservice to your ally. This is turning interesting a little bit. Just a little bit interesting. Russia is pushing up on France. France is consolidating. They should win this against Russia. Russia is very, very weak. I mean, they have heavy cav, don't they? I think France still, yeah, they have their cuirassiers. Push them over, help out on this side. You should be just fine, you know? Just fine. But with France broken, now Naples is engaging a 7-pointer, I believe. No, the 10-pointer. Naples, I think, went for too complicated of a play here. And now they are all alone. Fighting a 10-pointer, although the 10-pointer is wasting a lot of troops over here, too. Huge gun battery, too. So Prussia has been victorious against the French. We don't know how many French are left on this side, but with Naples on this side and France on this side, it may come down to if Naples actually can win this one. They are pushing forward quite aggressively. Oh, Prussia may actually volley them in the face. This may be a huge mistake by Naples. Only time will tell. The terrain is not for Naples whatsoever. And Prussia is a little bit spread out here. They are shifting over the reserves. So hopefully they will get, you know, some sort of action here. France is going to fall back. This may turn into an LOC fight. It doesn't look like the coalition aren't even attacking them. Let's keep an eye on this fight, and if they just run away to LOCs, then I'm just going to skip to the end results. I mean, this battle has barely been going for, what, 30 minutes or so? Yeah, it's 30 minutes. Not even that. It's like a 15-minute battle, I think. So I fast-forwarded from the very beginning where everybody was marching. see. We'll see. Time will tell who's going to win this one. You know, this is not a quick, decisive thing. It's going to be a long, drawn-out, back-and-forth volleys. Naples has a lot of troops. So even if they're losing, it's going to take a long time for them to actually truly lose. They may do a... Oh, we have some cavalry. No squares. The guard on the flank. Maybe, maybe not. Do have an assault column, maybe? They better push some cavalry up with it. Yep, we have some cavalry pushing on the musketeers who cannot form square. You better be giving a melee order, Prussia, not a fire order. Oh, they were about to fim them. That was not a good thing. Prussia was literally about to fim the Naples cav. I'm glad they wrote before they could do that, because holy moly. I was actually wondering. Here we go. Oh, Prussia's gonna die too. Naples literally sent cav in, and that's all it took. That's all it took for Naples to get an edge on Prussia. Prussia has no cav for defense, no reserves to kind of throw. I mean, I guess they have some reserves, but still. Naples is just gonna bayonet charge the flanks. At least they have something of a reserve line to kind of fire. Imagine they had a reserve right here to shoot this cavalry, you know? Feels like they may have another French player who's just kind of quit or dropped or something. And the UK are actually attacking with some kind of coordination. What is this madness? This game, guys, has been such a weird, odd game. It's just so weird. Russia needs to reform their lines. They seem to have disappeared too. It seems like everybody has just left the chat. The coalition has left the chat. The players have just left. I may just fast forward here because this is just no one's doing anything. Yeah, no one's really doing much of anything. I don't know. Should I even upload? I gotta upload something. I have to upload something. I have to. So we're gonna upload this. We are gonna upload this. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. This is probably the worst video to see. I mean, mainly just because I am discouraged. This is what this is turning into. It's a me venting, I guess. I don't know. It's me trying to find content in such a small player base. And in that player base, there's so many newer people probably that play. And a bunch of nuts, amazing replays. I don't know. And each replay takes about an hour usually just to watch and stream. So I'm not quitting out on it. I can't. I enjoy it too much. I guess I just gotta play a lot more myself. Now we do have Prussia and Russia pushing on this French army. We have a French army that's basically taking on AI and hiding in the trees. Very strange strategy considering this is AI, but maybe they're gonna push out. Maybe they thought that Russia were gonna attack them. If I was Russia, I'd be trying to go in for a melee against this French army. Prussia's gone, basically. It is just a French army trying to shoot out the Prussians. Can't fast forward again, because... yeah. I don't know, guys. I've gone back and forth about posting this one. I'm gonna post it though. You guys deserve something, you know, teaching opportunity, what have you. The important thing to do is not, I guess the important thing to take away from this battle. Oh, Prussia's actually dying here. The important thing to take away from this battle, guys, is don't be stagnant. Don't just sit in long, strung out lines and fight. You know, learn the strengths and weaknesses of each faction. For Russia, it's not shooting. Usually, it's not going to be shooting. Unless you bring a lot of the light infantry, you are best for melee. Using heavy cav, you're like a brawler. Russia's a brawler, Prussia's a shooter. That's a general rule. Prussia does have some good cavalry, so every once in a while, you know, it works out well for them. France, well, they can sometimes be a shooter. Oh, we actually have Russia going in for melee. Yeah, we have Russia doing, this is what Russia does best. At this point, they're probably so weakened, it's not going to matter. But still, they can do a lot of damage. France usually is best for melee, especially the coalition who has some good shooting. But I guess if anything, I'm making a video on what I'm looking for in a replay versus what I'm not looking for. If you're gonna do, you know, these long lines where everybody just kind of sits back, takes turns advancing, firing a volley, they're retreating, and the other side does it, and then you send one cav unit and smack into the lines, and then they die. You know, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. And like I said before, if you're having fun in a battle, don't let me change that, please. Just, you know, play your battle. Just maybe don't send it to me. Just because I'm getting swamped with replays. I'm getting swamped with replays, and I can't watch them all. Or else I'll never have a video. Because I'll be sitting out all day watching replays. So yeah, and also look at the results. Usually, if all the players got around 800 kills or more, it's a good battle. If you have a ton of players with 500 kills, 400 kills, 200 kills, I've had a lot of those sent in. Probably not a good one unless it was just a close fight everywhere else. And I mean, my close fight is
our men are running, sir.
You had nothing left and they didn't have anything left. Anyway, it's basically the end, so I'm just gonna skip ahead, guys. And unless something changes, that'll be it. Like I said, I don't have the results for this battle. I have the results for a lot of these, so yeah. Alright guys, so we can see at least the Russian player got 2 good kills, I'd say. His cav did good kills. The rest didn't seem to get a whole lot. But again, like I said, he was shooting a bunch, which usually, looking at this line infantry, the type of line infantry he brought, it's not going to get a ton of kills. Now, this unit should get some good kills, so should this, with shooting. And actually, these two are pretty good. All 4 of these top tier, obviously, will do well, but everything else he brought, this is not really a good shooter. It's a good meat shield, maybe, but it's only 100 men. So, you know, you got to play cautiously with it. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for me today. Like I said, I apologize if it sounds like I just complained. You know, maybe I should have a different outlook on replays. It was just a frustrating time finding a replay, I guess. And I have to get something out, you know. You guys subscribe to my channel, and I don't want to disappoint you guys, you know. I don't want it to just be like, you know, when's Kingston doing another replay? Because, you know, it's been like several days. And maybe it's time for me to start playing again. I take breaks every once in a while so I don't get too burned out from playing. But I play, and I know a good, you know, I play a good match sometimes. Or I have teammates that play well, so. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, or at least, you know, you learned something from it. Maybe, you know, strategies, advice. I hope you get some benefit from these videos. But that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel still. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I will catch you all in another video.